Hey guys, Astro Kid here. Today we're talking about Jupiter in Cancer, which is starting this summer from June 9th, 2025 until June 30th, 2026. The planet Jupiter will be in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter usually spends 1 year in each sign. He has previously been in Gemini for about a year, and that's switching in June, and that will switch the energies we feel in society as a whole and in the collective. Jupiter represents spirituality, our spiritual attitude and practices. It also represents guides, advisors, and ultimately it does represent expansion, which is what we're talking about in this video, and what is going to expand in your life based on the house in your chart Jupiter will transit in the next year. Jupiter is also exalted in the sign of Cancer, so this is a great placement and energy that promotes harmony when it comes to spiritual practices, gaining any sort of financial income, being more aligned with your spiritual journey, being aligned with your emotions, and connecting with your family members. You can watch this video for the timestamp of your ascendant sign, and this will tell you, based on that sign, what you can expect in your life based on Jupiter and Cancer, especially from the perspective of expansion, luck, and good fortune. For Aries, Jupiter in Cancer is a time of expansion in your home life. It's likely in the next several months you are relocating, thinking about relocating, or in the process of moving. This is a new step in your life, a big transition, and Jupiter will bless this process. It blesses anything related to home as well as vehicles. So if you needed a cosign maybe to get an apartment, you are looking for a roommate to fill a spot in where you're living, you're looking for a whole new apartment, a dream house, whatever your most desired living space is, Jupiter is helping you manifest great energy and fortune when it comes to having your most ideal living space, home, apartment, etc. This could also mean you're spending a lot more time at home this summer, you feel more cozy at home, you want to cultivate this safe emotional space, this sanctuary. I see a lot of you guys redecorating your apartment. You want to make your home more sensorily appealing, so you want to support all of your senses. You want to feel comfortable psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally, and creating this sanctuary for yourself will bring you a lot of emotional happiness. And that's something you can feel on an emotional level with Jupiter going through your fourth house is contentment, feeling happy with what you have, with who's around you, with your family members. This is also a time period where you could mend relationships with your family members, get closer to them for some reason, and spend more time with them and creating a stronger emotional bond with who you call your family. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Jupiter in Cancer for you, Taurus, is a time of expansion when it comes to your self-expression. You do want to express yourself in new ways that you haven't done before through new media platforms. You are likely to start a podcast, start a blog, start a YouTube channel, something where you're able to creatively express yourself with your words. This is an exciting new beginning for those of you guys on your social media journey. If you want to start making money from social media, it's likely that during this Jupiter in Cancer transit that happens for you. You see more expansion in your social platforms overall, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, wherever you like to post a lot, maybe TikTok, and you get more followers, get more engagement, or get more opportunities because of social media. You could also find yourself traveling with your family this summer, traveling with people that are close to you. You go on different trips with your family and get closer with them emotionally through that. The people that you call your family that are really close friends, you want to connect more with them through road trips, going on staycations, short distance travel is likely for you. And you feel more spontaneous in that arena of your life. Like you just want to get up in your car and go somewhere. You want to book a trip somewhere, even if it's not far. You want to go on a walk. You see this expansion with your experiences with Jupiter and Cancer. So through these expansion of your experiences, maybe that's something you want to talk about. You want to vlog about it. You want to bring it to other people. There's this amplified theme for you, Taurus, of exchange and exchanging your ideas with other people, what you have to say, making new friends, being a part of new social circles because of these new experiences you're having. For a lot of you guys, this does manifest as taking new courses, going to school, and through those sort of dynamics and experiences, you meet new people, meet new friends, make new social alliances, and you'll see a lot of growth with your social networks overall with Jupiter and Cancer. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. For For you, Gemini, Jupiter in Cancer expands your finances. This is a time period where you see more opportunities come your way to make more money, have more streams of income, and you'll see more ease when it comes to making money. It's likely you might start a new job, so that's a new avenue of income that's traditional, but also you might have a side hustle, something you're doing on the side, and that starts to pick up more for you. You start seeing more clients, more revenue, and overall this increase in your financial income. This financial increase can come your way through your family members, through financial support. You could receive inheritance at some point in the next several months, receive financial support from family members that you needed or wanted. Since for a lot of you guys, your birthday is coming up, you happen to just get a lot of money for your birthday, you get financial support, maybe you get something that's like an asset for you, like a car, maybe you start a business with one of your family members, and whatever you invest in now financially has potential to grow in an even more increased way throughout the rest of the year with Jupiter in your second house. So overall, you see your assets grow with Jupiter in Cancer, and not only are you receiving financial benefits in the liquid sense, but also in the investment sense, you have lucrative investments that you initiate during this time period. And what's also impacted for you is your voice, your speech, how you express your words. So it is likely that you're learning a new language, you're learning how to speak. When it comes to public speaking, for example, or being persuasive with your speech, you'll be in positions professionally where you have to express yourself, give presentations for some reason. You're entering a new industry where your voice is required more. You're the voice of authority, the voice of reason, an advisor. So your speech is going to be really important for you, and it's something that you are developing more with Jupiter in Cancer. In this essence of speech, you want to speak your truth, say what you have to say, be more honest, direct, and your words during this time period have more of an impact on other people, on the masses. You want to start a blog, for example, you want to start a podcast, a YouTube channel, anything involving speech, and these are avenues where you might make more money, receive more income, or see an increase in followers and engagement. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below, and also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you, Cancer, Jupiter is entering your sign. For Cancer ascendants, this is really important, and this influences the whole theme of your life in the next year. So you will be gravitating towards experiences that are international, that bring you more expansion when it comes to your spirituality, your knowledge, your wisdom. Overall, you're adopting this expansive mindset with Jupiter in Cancer, and this will also attract towards you more opportunities to go abroad, for example, to travel. You are likely to gain more popularity, more success at work, have this social boost. And through this social boost and popularity growth, you're able to reach more people you haven't reached before, make friends in different places you haven't been before. For a lot of you guys, this is online, so you're seeing growth in your social media following and your engagement and who you connect with online. And not only is it about audience or followers, but being able to network through the internet, through social media platforms is really important and relevant for you. You'll have a lot of victories with this transit since Jupiter naturally rules your 6th house, it rules your 9th house. So these are places in your life where you need to be able to overcome your enemies, to defeat competition. So you could find that in workplace circumstances, in professional settings where you need to be seen as the best, you need to be seen amongst a lot of candidates. You can have more success or luck naturally since Jupiter is working in your favor here to bring you towards opportunities, to bring you towards achievement and victories, especially in your professional spheres and places where you are against other competitors. When it comes to your physical appearance, Jupiter will lead you to gain weight during this time period, especially richer foods from different cultures, foods with a lot of fat. You can find that your appetite increases, and this leads to weight gain and you being a little bit more plump with Jupiter in Cancer. We can see that Jupiter is supporting expansion when it comes to your experiences, going outside of your comfort zone, doing new things, being aligned with your purpose, your destiny. You feel like you're guided by a higher power, and quite literally you are protected heavily with this transit since it is in your 1st house. So Jupiter is going to protect your interests, your adventures, things that you do, protect you from enemies, and that allows you to feel this essence of pushing forward in life with a sense of optimism, without blockages, without anyone stopping you, and feeling divinely protected, guided, and aligned with your destiny. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you, Leo, Jupiter in Cancer is going through your 12th house. So this is a time for you where you feel very spiritually aligned. You can expect that your intuition is very strong. Whatever spiritual abilities you already feel like you have or resonate with, they are more amplified throughout this transit. So we know of the basic ones like clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. So whatever one of those you align with more specifically, you can amplify that through certain practices. You don't really have to try with this transit to like feel more psychic. It's like it's coming naturally to you. You're getting downloads, you're getting visions, and especially through your dreams, your ability to see the future is amplified. So you feel this transit very spiritually. It's like on an undercurrent. You feel it in your subconscious mind, whereas Jupiter transiting the other houses of the chart are usually producing these material results. You'll feel like this transit for you specifically, Leo, produces more spiritual results, aligning with your spiritual goals, achieving spiritual goals, whether that be through meditation, through chanting mantras, through connecting with different deities. You find that you gain more power in your spiritual life and gain more strides when it comes to moving forth on your spiritual journey. And this also connects you more with your ancestors throughout this transit. You can feel them very strongly. They're protecting you, they're guiding you, you're seeing them in your dreams. Maybe you're connecting with them through spiritual rituals, and with your ancestors' help or connection with them, you feel more aware of your past, your family's history, your ancestry, and that empowers you even more in the present day towards your future spiritual endeavors. There's this hidden element with Jupiter going through your 12th where you happen to be in circumstances that might be harmful to you, that might be dangerous and you didn't know they were, but you have this guardian angel with you throughout Jupiter in Cancer, protecting you. And you can look back after this transit and be like, wow, that situation was kind of sketch and I just happened to get out of it, or I just happened to find my way out of it. And that's because Jupiter is protecting you from unseen circumstances, from hidden enemies, from negative influences, spiritual attacks. You will be protected. And one of the last key things with this transit for you, Leo, is that it will bring you to foreign lands, traveling. That could be something you have a goal to do over the next year or so, and specifically going to foreign lands with the intention of some sort of spiritual pilgrimage. So not just going for a vacation or for fun or for vibes, but actually going to a certain destination because it has some religious significance for you. There's a temple in another country, or there's family you have in another country, and there's like some spiritual ritual you partake in with them, or development. You go to see a guru in foreign lands. There is a more profound spiritual purpose backing your travel endeavors over the next year or so. And you can find that you end up in foreign lands in a lucky way, so you don't plan to travel, especially as you're watching this, but you just end up being able to travel. Maybe at some point later this year, you get invited somewhere, someone sponsors you, or you get the money out of nowhere to be able to travel somewhere you've been wanting to. And this is something unexpected or spontaneous when it comes to traveling to foreign lands for you. And one of the more challenging things is that you have Jupiter naturally ruling your 8th house. So this means that you could have more expenditures with Jupiter and Cancer in your 12th. You have to spend more on unexpected circumstances, on pets, maybe on travel like we've been talking about. Maybe you have to pay for your passport, visa, legal fees, things like that. So even though you might have some luck when it comes to the spiritual realm, in the material realm, you have to spend more money, or you see that your income is kind of placed in places you didn't want it to be under unforeseen circumstances. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you, Virgo, Jupiter in Cancer is a time where you see your social networks expand. You see your platforms grow in social media. Overall, your social life is expanding with Jupiter in Cancer, and you're seeing a boost in your popularity and the amount of people that you know. You are probably one of the luckiest signs out of everyone in this transit, since you have it going through your 11th house of gains. So this is a time for you where you see a lot of gains financially, socially, and have unexpected financial income increase in your life. Once Jupiter is officially in Cancer, these opportunities come your way to advance in your career, to advance socially. You've been waiting for promotion, new opportunities in your career that's creative, for example, that maybe depends on you having clients, you getting gigs, you getting contracts. So you have more of these opportunities that lead to financial increase in your life based on whatever your career field is. If you're somebody that likes to post on social media, you have luck this summer and the rest of the year pretty much with gaining more followers, gaining an audience, gaining a platform. You want to start posting more on TikTok, YouTube, maybe make a podcast, and you have these increased chances of blowing up or having more social media success with Jupiter in Cancer in your 11th house. This also means you're rubbing elbows with more important people, so you'll be in this increased space when it comes to social recognition, to the point where you are in meetings, in connection, in contact with people that are important. 11th house represents celebrities, so you might find yourself in circumstances where you're around celebrities, networking events, sporting events, weddings, anywhere where it's very social, where there's a lot of people. You can just happen to meet a certain person in your industry that's really important, and they want to give you an opportunity for advancement. This social amplification leads you to more connections to higher up people, as well as people around you and your peers. One note for you, Virgo, is that Jupiter naturally rules your 7th house. So this is bringing you luck and fortune when it comes to meeting a partner, meeting a spouse. If you're already in a relationship, you have more adventures with your person. You see that your relationship progresses in a harmonious way. Some of you guys might also be getting married this summer, getting engaged, taking your relationship to the next level. Jupiter will bless your relationships as well with it being in Cancer. And it is likely that you get pregnant this summer. You have a baby, maybe you're pregnant right now and expecting later during this year. Jupiter is aspecting your 5th house by opposition, since it's going through your 11th house. So this means that pregnancy is likely for you, fertility is heightened. So if any of you guys are looking to get pregnant, this is a good transit to try. If you're not looking to get pregnant, be careful, because you have this potent fertile energy with Jupiter directly aspecting your 5th house with Jupiter in Cancer. Overall, your social appeal is increased. You get more popular, seem more likable to people. You see more social favoritism with this energy, where maybe you're in a career or industry where there's a lot of people that want the same spot as you. There's a lot of competition, so to speak. But out of all the competition, for some lucky reason, you're chosen for the job. You're hired for this opportunity, and you see a lot of expansion and lucky circumstances and once in a lifetime opportunities come your way with Jupiter in Cancer, especially professionally. It puts you in a more social mood overall. You want to socialize more this summer. You want to connect with new people. You want to build your audience online. You want to post more on social media. You want to connect with friends through your socials. And through socializing, you see more opportunities for expansion in your life when it comes to financial gains and boost in your reputation. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you, Libra, Jupiter in Cancer's transit will amplify your career. You will see expansion in your life when it comes to career opportunities. Whatever industry that you're in, you will see growth in that industry, growth with your brand, growth with your business. If you're working for someone else, you can receive a promotion, receive recognition at work, and even receive a raise at your job. Jupiter will bless your journey when it comes to getting a new job, switching industries, elevating in your career, and it supports your career goals and achievement of them over the next year or so. You're also able to receive favoritism from your authority figures at work. So in the company that you work for some reason you get a promotion, you get a raise that you've been wanting, you're able to see advancement in your professional sphere. If you're an independent contractor, if you do something creative for work, you receive more opportunities. Maybe you get to work on a big project that brings a lot of funds your way. Whatever financial goals that you have, your wishes are able to be fulfilled in terms of your professional life with Jupiter going through your 10th house. And for most of you guys, you have your midheaven in Cancer, so check the degree of your midheaven and see at what point during the next year or so Jupiter will be conjunct your midheaven. For some of you guys, that's going to be in June. Some of you guys, that might not be till later this year, but whenever that time is when Jupiter's conjunct your midheaven, you can see a boost in your popularity, boost in recognition, and overall boost in social notoriety with Jupiter conjuncting your midheaven. But in general, those themes will be amplified with Jupiter going through your 10th house. Just know that it'll be more concentrated once Jupiter is actually conjunct the degree of your midheaven. And this will also place you in an emotional space where you're looking towards the future, you're letting go of the past, you're moving forward with your life. This is a great push that you need of momentum towards a new future you want to create for yourself, establishing yourself in a new career or industry, and having luck and support with the creation of this new thing in the career professional sphere that you want to pursue and be a part of. Since Jupiter naturally rules your 3rd house, you could find that you have success in a career related to social media, advertising, marketing, but specifically posting on social platforms or being a part of social media in a way where you're a content creator can be more successful for you and supported with this energy of your 3rd house ruler going through your 10th house. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. For you, Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer is a time for you of expansion when it comes to your experiences and spiritual journey. You feel more adventurous, more spontaneous, going to different places, different countries. You want to travel and expand your knowledge of culture, knowledge of the world. A lot of you guys are enrolling in school or becoming a part of some academic curriculum, and through school, college, university, or taking a course, you're able to expand your knowledge base even more than what it is right now. For a lot of you guys, this is for the purpose of switching careers or being in a new industry. You have to gain certain coursework, certain units, so you're on this educational journey throughout the next year or so with Jupiter in Cancer, and that educational journey is blessed by Jupiter. So you have more luck when it comes to passing your exams, getting into the program that you want, overall seeing more academic success in your life. A lot of you guys just have this urge to travel over the next year. You're planning trips, you want to do things you haven't done before, see places you haven't seen, expand your knowledge of cultures, of language. You are learning a certain language and then you want to go to the country where that's like a native language there, and you feel really excited to expand your experiences, even if it is close to home. Maybe it is domestic, but for a lot of you guys, you will be taken to foreign lands for some reason or another over the next year with this transit. And these trips that you do take and adventures you do embark on are with family members, people that you're close to. Through family vacation, you get closer with your family. Through hanging out with them more and traveling, you have this emotional bond be heightened with your family members. And in the chart of Scorpio ascendant, Jupiter naturally rules your 2nd house, it rules your 5th house. So this has a lot to do with teaching and being a teacher. So this is something that you might embark on in the next year or so. It's a profession you want to be a part of, becoming a teacher, becoming a guide, maybe a caregiver. It could even extend to higher education. So you want to start teaching high school or teaching college courses. You want to become a professor and achieve more heights when it comes to your teaching journey, and becoming a teacher is going to be a theme for a lot of you guys with Jupiter and Cancer. You're gaining the necessary credentials you need to teach, and that is an avenue where you might see more financial income in your life or use that as a way to make more money, is through teaching, guiding, and being an advisor to other people. You guys are also one of the people that might become pregnant in the next year. You have a baby, maybe you're pregnant right now, maybe you're planning on getting pregnant since Jupiter rules your 5th house and it's trining your 5th house by aspect from the 9th house. So this trine is going to amplify this energy for you of having a baby. So if that's your desire, your wish, it has more increased outcome to come true for you with Jupiter and Cancer. But if it's not your plan to become pregnant anytime soon, then you have to be more wary, since the transits are aligning in your chart for the heightened risk of pregnancy. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. So for you Sagittarius, Jupiter is your chart ruler. So with Jupiter going into Cancer, it is a time of transformation for you since you have Cancer in the 8th house for Sagittarius ascendants. So you can expect the upcoming months to be involving you in spiritual transformation, energetic transformation. These are one of these transits for you specifically Sagittarius where you see more growth and transformation on the undercurrent within you and your subconscious rather than in the material realm. So you can expect to make more strides in your spiritual journey, discover new manifestation methods, have your manifestation abilities be overall enhanced and amplified. And you're in a similar boat with Leo. We were talking about in their prediction about this theme of spiritual growth, connecting with ancestors, with the spirit realm, finding empowerment from the spiritual world rather than the material world. And you'll be blessed financially when it comes to other people's money, people supporting you financially. You could find that unexpectedly you have financial gains through a lawsuit, for example. You get a big settlement, maybe you weren't expecting that. Your spouse could start making more money and they want to support you financially, or you get that offer from the person that you're with romantically that they want to take care of you. They could be more traditional in that sense, and you enter a relationship that is financially beneficial for you to the point where it brings you more financial income. Some other avenues where you might experience financial gain is through the government, through government resources. You can get support through inheritance, for example, or extended family. So you have these new revenue streams coming to you, but in ways that involve other people's money or money that has to do with the government or the legal system. This transit specifically for you Sagittarius ascendants enhances and amplifies your spiritual abilities, your psychic abilities. If you feel like you have any already, they get more developed over the next year. You can find over the next year your intuition becomes more heightened and accurate, and your psychic predictions become more accurate. You can just feel things before they happen. Maybe your dreams start coming true, like your prophetic dreams that you're having. You get more in contact with your clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, automatic writing, all these different channels that your mediumship abilities can come through, your psychic abilities can come through. So you can expect that for most of you guys, that your psychic abilities be heightened, and through that your spiritual power grows through these new abilities that you are developing for yourself. And this also comes by way of your ancestors. We touched on that a little earlier. Usually when you get your psychic gifts or downloads, it's kind of inherited from your family. So with Jupiter going through your 8th, you can experience this dynamic on a more subconscious level, that your ancestors are gifting you with this metaphysical gift or psychic gift. It's something that you feel and connect with on a spiritual level. People don't know about it. It's not something that you see in the material world, but you definitely feel this strong sense of development in your spiritual life, achieving your spiritual goals, aligning more with your spiritual abilities, and also delving more into the occult. That's a huge topic for you in the next year, of welcoming in more occult information into your life. Maybe you take an occult course, buy occult books that are hard to find, and you get really deep into certain rabbit holes that have a lot of information in them about things that interest you when it comes to astrology, tarot, Vedic astrology, and unspoken about things when it comes to spiritual knowledge. You can find that it's easier to just download spiritual information with this kind of transit. Like, you just learn more about Vedic astrology, but you're not trying so hard to. You're reading texts and you understand them pretty easily, or you can decipher things easily. You can see symbols and code and things along those lines, and all these ways you interact with the material world. You can see through the veil a little bit more clearly, use your third eye a bit more strongly, and this sense of accuracy is amplified with your spiritual abilities overall. This is overall a blessing in disguise for you with this transit, where things that don't work out for you do work out for you. Things that you thought weren't going to happen maybe happen in an indirect way. There's a sense of good karma coming your way unexpectedly with Jupiter in your 8th house, and being able to receive the benefit of things without actually having to put in the effort, but instead having it happen magically in your life to where you weren't expecting it, but it does benefit you ultimately in the long run. You also welcome transformation and change in a more positive way. Usually the harshness of the 8th house leads to a little bit of discouragement and disappointment, but Jupiter here will bring you more of an optimistic outlook when it comes to overcoming challenges, overcoming adversities and welcoming change and transformation with the sense of optimism. Since Jupiter is your chart ruler and it's transiting your 8th house, a lot of what you do in the next year will lead you towards transformation. Mostly energetic transformation, spiritual transformation, psychological transformation. So whatever you take on as a new endeavor, new adventures, jobs, relationships, it's going to put you in this spiritual space of transformation, and it's going to change you completely by the end of this transit. And it really emphasizes you, Sag Ascendant, since this is your chart ruler and it is a key part of your life, and the way that you lead your life is going to completely transform with this energy, and new information is going to come your way, new downloads, new circumstances that will put you in a position to gain more spiritually, transform emotionally, and ultimately be in a different place psychologically and mentally than when you start this transit versus when you end it. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you Capricorn, Jupiter is going through your 7th house. So this emphasizes and amplifies your relationships. So you'll see expansion there, and the relationship that you're in right now, it's likely to go to the next level within the next year. You and your partner right now become official through engagement, through becoming an excluded couple, becoming a monogamous couple. So you see this growth in your partnership that you have, but also if you're single right now, it's likely that you attract a spouse in the next year, attract a serious relationship, and get into a partnership that is fulfilling for you. And I think that's what you'll see a lot through this transit, Capricorn ascendants, is that you'll see fulfillment in your relationships, emotional fulfillment. It won't just look great on paper or be a logical relationship or something that you feel like you have to be in, but it's something that makes you happy from within. It makes you emotionally content and fulfilled, and you'll meet this person that matches you energetically and fulfills what your idea is of your ideal relationship. This also puts you in a socially appealing position, giving Jupiter going through your 7th house. It's directly aspecting your 1st house. So this means that you're making more social connections, you're meeting new people, you seem more appealing to the public, and this boosts your reputation overall. You can expect to become more popular during this transit, gain more social connections, more notoriety in real life, but also on social media. This is emphasized for Capricorn ascendant since Jupiter naturally rules your 3rd house. So your 3rd house ruler going through your 7th house means that a lot of the connections you make online, through social media, it's likely you want to meet people in person, do events, go to networking events, just build your social network overall in a more fulfilled capacity. And you'll socialize with the intention of networking, gaining professional connections. You'll find that you have more favoritism and support when it comes to contracts, negotiations, especially for those of you guys who are in industries where you rely on clientele, contracts, business deals, sponsorships. So more of those beneficial contracts will come your way with Jupiter in Cancer. You will receive more financial income through the connections that you make in your social sphere, through social networking, and the opportunities you gain will be through contractual agreements that benefit you and the other party. Speaking of contract, I can see for a lot of you guys that you might be getting married in the next year, planning a wedding. This is great astrology to do so. It does support everything just aligning for you, having luck with planning a wedding, getting the venue that you want, the food, having the ideal sort of wedding that you want for yourself is supported with Jupiter going through your 7th house. Something I know to be true about 7th house transits is that usually the planet that's going through your 7th house, in your case Jupiter for the next year, brings in the theme of the people that you attract for the upcoming year. So you attract more Jupiterian people. So you attract more Jupiterian type of people, literally Sagittarius or Pisces, but generally speaking, you attract people that want to guide you, give you knowledge, support you, people that are emotionally supportive, people that are generous. This could be descriptive of your spouse or future spouse that you'll meet pretty soon. Through these sort of Jupiterian people, you experience more luck, fortune, expansion, support, and attracting these people brings more wealth into your life in the sense of emotional contentment, but also opportunities and financial wealth. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. Now for you Aquarius, Jupiter in Cancer is the time that brings you opportunities professionally. You see new work opportunities, a new job comes your way. If you're someone who works in creative industries and you rely on clientele, for example, or contracts, contractual agreements, sponsorships, they come into your life in a more amplified way with Jupiter in Cancer. So it is a time of professional success for you, professional opportunities, but also success when it comes to your health journey, your wellness journey. You feel more aligned with eating certain foods once Jupiter goes into Cancer. You want to cut out other foods out of your diet. You get into a vitamin kick. You want to buy all these vitamins and sea moss and drink kombucha and introduce more diverse healing remedies into your health lifestyle. You find yourself getting back into a neutral or basic diet. Maybe you don't have the same taste for certain exotic foods or spicy foods anymore and you want it to be more plain. You desire to have like a good foundational pyramid when it comes to your eating habits, when you eat, how you eat, and you want to make it more simplistic or regular. At some point in the next year, you could be gifted a pet, you get a new pet, you adopt a pet, maybe you already have pets, and then you foster some animals. You could have a more harmonious relationship with animals in general, so you might just get lucky and find a pet that you weren't really expecting to adopt or expecting to come into your life, and then you meet this animal, they change your life, they bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment or contentment. It also brings you victory over your enemies, over competition. If you're in dynamics where you have to compete for a certain role, a certain job, for some reason out of all the candidates, out of all the competitors, you're chosen as the one to be hired for a certain opportunity. You are chosen out of a lot of people. If you have any enemies at work, you will be victorious over them, so to speak. You'll quell any issues you have with coworkers or disputes. You could find that litigation or legal battles work in your favor. You receive settlements there, financial gains through legal disputes that result in some sort of lump sum for you. And I think a lot of you guys will experience your daily routine being more exciting with Jupiter in Cancer, doing more fun things on a regular basis. Since it's initiating here at the start of summer, you could find that you're working during the summer and supporting yourself that way, but also going out of your way to do adventurous things, do exciting things, spice up your routine. Maybe through being adventurous and spontaneous on a daily basis, you get more opportunities professionally, socially. You are manifesting things and then see them come your way unexpectedly on a daily basis because you're willing to go outside of the box and do different things when it comes to your regular everyday routine. A lot of you guys could be getting into the party planning industry, wedding industry over the summer or the next year or so. Maybe that's a goal of yours. You do gigs in that space. So being in events for some reason is going to be a huge theme for you. And at these events, you meet new people, you socialize more, whether it be weddings, parties, sporting events. You'll find that you'll be in a more social sphere. You'll find that you'll be hired within industries related to social events, partying, or major events in general. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below. For you Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer is a time where your creativity and creative projects are amplified. This is when you're focused on developing some sort of creative talent that you have. A lot of you guys will discover a certain talent that you have that you didn't know that you had, and now this is a revenue stream for you. It brings you new opportunities, it brings you new social connections, and you're taking the risk to publish your creative ideas, to go down avenues that support whatever creative ideals that you have for yourself. If you want to pursue acting, pursue singing, pursue screenwriting, you have more confidence and luck working on your sign with Jupiter going through your fifth house of achieving things when it comes to those arenas or achieving success when it comes to pursuing your creative projects. And especially since Jupiter naturally rules your 10th house, it is also your chart ruler. So you can see this sense of creativity being tied to your career, to your income, to your lifestyle over the next year. So you'll have more luck if you've been wanting to make your creative hobby or creative idea a revenue stream for yourself or make it into a career for yourself. It has more ability to manifest with Jupiter going through your fifth house. You feel more social as well. You want to connect with new people. You want to meet new people, be more adventurous when it comes to making social connections. And you'll find that you'll be in spaces over the next year or so that are related to events, parties. You could get into wedding planning, for example. Maybe you start DJing events or working events as some sort of entertainment. And you realize this connection between having fun and doing creative things and having that be your job. So I could see for a lot of you guys, giving your 10th house ruler, going through your fifth house, you're in a creative career all of a sudden, and a career that seems fun, but you're still making money and you're having this sense of enjoyment with other people and in these social spaces, but receiving income as well because of what you're doing. This energy supports this theme of people admiring you. So you can expect to attract a lot more admirers with Jupiter in Cancer via your dating life, romantic life. You gain more suitors in your love life, gain more romantic offers, love options, and especially from people who are sort of Jupiterian, so people that are generous, people from other countries. You could have a romance with a foreigner, for example, or be getting married to a foreigner or getting married in a different country. And through these interactions, you find that it's more harmonious, it feels lucky, it feels serendipitous, it feels like it's in alignment with what your romantic ideals are, and having that manifest in real life with a new partner. This theme of admiration also extends online, on social media, so people admire you usually via your following, your fan base. So if you start social media, you start posting more, you can see that people just like you for whatever reason. You gain more social favoritism with Jupiter going through your fifth, which leads to more popularity online, but also in real life, and feeling like you're at this center of things when it comes to your social dynamics. Now you guys are in the hot seat when it comes to pregnancy with this transit, so it's likely a lot of you guys could get pregnant over the next year if that's your plan or goal. Jupiter being in your fifth house supports pregnancy, childbirth, being on that journey and having success with it. But if you guys aren't planning for that, it's likely that it happens unexpectedly for you, or your fertility is higher than usual and it results in childbearing with this transit. So be aware of that. For Pisces ascendant specifically, Pisces sun and moons too, you are fertile with Jupiter in Cancer, and it could result in a baby, which is great for those of you guys who are planning it. But if you're not planning it, be more aware with this astrological energy affecting your pregnancy outcome. And speaking of children, a lot of you guys might switch industries to working in childcare and teaching. Maybe you start teaching little kids or babysitting or nannying. You find that you're supporting children, maybe your own children, your sister, brother's kids, your nieces, your nephews. You want to work in social work, volunteering, and you get a lot of emotional fulfillment from teaching kids, taking care of them, or being in that industry where you do support the next generation. And if you guys want to know more about Jupiter's placement in your chart and how that brings ease into your life, there's a post about that on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. And also the June predictions are up on my channel now, also linked down below.